Have you ever wondered how much a Kennedy half-dollar could actually be worth? Some of these coins are so rare and valuable, they could change your life. Let's explore the hidden gems of this famous collection. Stick around, because you won't want to miss the jaw-dropping prices of these incredible coins. Top 4. The 1998 Kennedy half-dollar coin is one of the most intriguing and captivating pieces in the world of numismatics. It serves as both a tribute to a famous figure and a symbol of historical significance. Yet, beyond its face value, this coin holds a deeper allure, one that entices collectors and history buffs alike. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the fascinating story of the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar coin, how it came to be, why it stands out, and, most importantly, its impressive value today. To fully understand the significance of the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, we need to take a step back and look at its history. It was first minted in 1964, just a year after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The country was still reeling from the tragic loss, and there was a widespread desire to honor the legacy of the man who had inspired so many. The Kennedy half-dollar was designed as a tribute to the 35th President of the United States, and its creation was a part of the nation's healing process. A way to immortalize his memory, however, the design of the coin didn't happen overnight. The U.S. Mint, under the guidance of Treasury Secretary C. Douglas Dillon, initially debated how best to honor Kennedy. After much deliberation, they decided on using a design by renowned sculptor Gilroy, who had previously created the obverse front side of the coin for the 1961 Franklin half-dollar. The portrait of Kennedy was based on a photograph taken by famed photographer Yale Joel. It was a striking image, one that captured Kennedy's youthful vigor, optimism, and the hope he represented during his presidency. The reverse of the coin, which features the iconic image of the presidential seal, was designed by Frank Gasparro, the chief engraver at the U.S. Mint at the time. The symbolism was clear. This was a coin that not only honored a president but also celebrated the ideals of democracy, freedom, and unity that he stood for. The first issue of the Kennedy half-dollar in 1964 was an immediate success. The coin was highly popular, and there was a large public demand for it. But as time went on, the coin's usage began to wane. By the early 1970s, half-dollars were not circulating as widely as they had been in the past. People were simply not using them in daily transactions, and the mint had to change its strategy. As a result, production of the coin dropped dramatically. Fast forward to the 1990s, and the Kennedy half-dollar was still in production, but it had become more of a collector's item than a widely circulated coin. This brings us to the 1998 version, which stands out not just for its design but also for its unique position in the history of U.S. coinage. In 1998, the Kennedy half-dollar was still being produced by the U.S. Mint for collectors, but it had very little presence in regular circulation. This was primarily due to the fact that the public simply wasn't using half-dollars in daily transactions. Despite this, the 1998 coin holds significance due to its role in preserving the legacy of the Kennedy administration. While it wasn't as widely distributed as other coins of the era, its collector value would only continue to grow in the years to come. So, what exactly makes the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar special, and why is it so highly sought after by collectors today? There are a few key factors that contribute to its desirability. First, let's talk about the coin's design and quality. The 1998 Kennedy half-dollar was produced with the same quality standards that had been established decades earlier, and it still bears the unmistakable image of President John F. Kennedy. But it's the coin's rarity, its limited mintage, and the historical significance of the year 1998 that have truly made it a standout piece in the world of numismatics. The coin was minted in two versions: the regular circulation version and the proof version. The regular circulation version was struck in copper-nickel, while the proof version, which is produced for collectors, was struck in 90% silver. This distinction immediately sets the coin apart from others in terms of quality. with the proof version being more desirable due to its higher metal content and its intricate mirror-like finish that makes it a more visually striking piece. Proof coins are generally produced in limited quantities, which contributes to their rarity. And, as with any collectible, rarity drives demand. The 1998 Kennedy half-dollar is a prime example of this. Because so few of the proof coins were minted and because of the coin's historical significance, it has become an especially valuable item for collectors. But it's not just the coin's composition or rarity that drives up its value. There's also a deep emotional connection that collectors have to the Kennedy half-dollar. John F. Kennedy remains one of the most beloved figures in American history, and his legacy continues to resonate with people today. The Kennedy half-dollar serves as a tangible link to that legacy, a piece of history that allows collectors to hold a part of the past in their hands. Additionally, many collectors view the Kennedy half-dollar as part of a larger series of coins that honor U.S. presidents. The fact that the coin was first issued just a year after Kennedy's assassination only adds to its sentimental value, making it even more coveted by numismatists. Now, let's talk about the real star of the show, the value of the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar. When most people think of half-dollars, they don't immediately think of something worth a fortune. But the 1998 version, especially the proof version, has become one of the most valuable coins in modern U.S. coinage. In fact, it's currently valued at a jaw-dropping $62,000. Yes, you heard that right. $62,000. That's the current market value of a 1998 Kennedy half-dollar coin in excellent condition, particularly the proof version. The value is driven by a combination of factors: the coin's rarity, its precious metal content, the historical significance of the coin, and, of course, the ongoing demand among collectors. The 1998 Kennedy half-dollar has appreciated in value significantly over the years, and it shows no signs of slowing down. If you happen to own one of these coins, especially one in mint condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. And for those who are looking to add this coin to their collection, now might be the perfect time to do so, as prices are only expected to increase over time. Of course, not every 1998 Kennedy half-dollar is worth $62,000. The condition of the coin plays a major role in its value. Coins that are well preserved, with minimal wear and tear, will fetch a higher price than those that have been circulated or damaged. The proof versions, with their pristine finishes, are the most valuable, but even uncirculated regular versions can still bring in a respectable sum, especially if they are in exceptional condition. So, how can you tell if your 1998 Kennedy half-dollar is worth $62,000? The best way is to have it graded by a professional numismatist or coin grading service. These experts will assess the coin's condition, authenticity, and other factors to determine its value. If you're lucky enough to have a coin that meets the high standards for value, you could find yourself with an unexpected windfall. In conclusion, the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar is far more than just a coin. It's a piece of American history, a tribute to a beloved president, and a shining example of the artistry and craftsmanship that goes into U.S. coin production. Whether you're a collector, a history enthusiast, or simply someone interested in the world of numismatics, the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar holds a special place in the hearts of many. Its value, which has soared to an impressive $62,000, is a testament to the lasting appeal of this coin. So, if you come across one, whether it's tucked away in a drawer, passed down through your family, or discovered during a trip to the local coin shop, remember the legacy it carries. The Kennedy half-dollar is not just a reminder of the past. It's a piece of American history with a story to tell, and a value that may surprise you. And who knows? You might just be holding onto a small fortune without even knowing it. Top 3. The 1982 Kennedy half-dollar is a coin that has intrigued collectors and history enthusiasts alike, becoming one of the most sought-after pieces in the world of numismatics. Its significance extends beyond its face value, representing a time in U.S. history when the country was navigating change and growth. Yet, the story of this coin is more than just its minting details or its design. It's about legacy, craftsmanship, and the journey it took from concept to currency. The Kennedy half-dollar was first issued in 1964, following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. His untimely death left a nation in mourning, and in an effort to honor his memory, the U.S. Mint began producing the coin just a year after his passing. It quickly became a symbol of the hope, change, and inspiration Kennedy had come to represent during his presidency. Fast forward to 1982, and the Kennedy half-dollar was still in circulation, though its purpose had shifted over time from being a widely used coin to more of a collector's item. The minting of coins is a highly intricate process, and with the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar, the United States Mint adhered to their high standards of quality and precision. The coin itself was designed by sculptor Gilroy who had been responsible for the obverse, front, design of the coin, which famously depicted the profile of President Kennedy. The reverse back of the coin was designed by Gasparro, the U.S. Mint's chief engraver at the time, and features a modified version of the presidential seal. This design was meant to reflect both Kennedy's legacy and the ideals he stood for. The 1982 Kennedy half-dollar, like its predecessors, was struck in a copper-nickel alloy. However, by this point in time, the half-dollar was no longer a common coin in circulation. It was more likely to be found in collections or used for commemorative purposes. In fact, by the 1980s, the coin had become somewhat of a relic in the eyes of the public. With the rise of inflation and the increasing use of paper money, people were no longer regularly using half-dollars in their day-to-day transactions. As a result, the U.S. Mint began producing the Kennedy half-dollar primarily for collectors, though some were still made for regular circulation. In 1982, the U.S. Mint struck both regular circulation coins and proof versions of the Kennedy half-dollar. The regular circulation coins were composed of a copper-nickel alloy, while the proof versions were made with a 90% silver composition. Proof coins, unlike their regular counterparts, are specially struck with higher attention to detail, resulting in a shiny, mirror-like finish that is highly prized by collectors. These proof coins are produced in limited quantities, which makes them more valuable over time. The 1982 Kennedy half-dollar is particularly interesting because it was one of the last years that the coin was struck in a 90% silver composition. In subsequent years, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel clad composition, which diminished the value of the coin in terms of its precious metal content. But at the time, the 1982 silver half-dollars were still a reminder of the U.S. Mint's dedication to quality and craftsmanship. The use of silver made these coins not just a medium of exchange but also a store of value for those who understood the significance of precious metals. For many collectors, the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar holds a special place in their hearts due to the high quality of its production. Proof coins from this year are particularly rare, as only a limited number were struck for collectors. The total mintage of the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar was relatively low compared to earlier years, which made it even more attractive to those interested in adding it to their collections. But the appeal of the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar is not just about the numbers or the materials. It's also about the connection to a key period in American history. The 1980s were a time of significant change in the U.S., with the country transitioning from the post-Vietnam War era to the Reagan administration. The Kennedy half-dollar, in this sense, represents a bridge between two distinct periods in American history, one marked by the optimism of the 1960s and the other by the conservative policies and economic changes of the 1980s. For collectors, owning a piece of this transitional period is part of the coin's inherent value as the years passed. The Kennedy half-dollar, like many other coins, became less common in everyday transactions. However, it continued to be produced for collectors, and this is where the true value of the 1982 coin comes into play. Due to the limited mintage and the use of silver, The 1982 Kennedy half-dollar has become a coveted item among numismatists and collectors. But it's not just the silver content or the low mintage that makes this coin special. It's the historical significance and the association with one of America's most beloved presidents that gives it its lasting appeal. So, why is the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar such an important piece for collectors? First and foremost, its value is driven by its silver content. With the price of silver fluctuating over time, coins like the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar, which contain 90% silver, have remained a popular choice for investors looking to preserve wealth in the form of tangible assets. The intrinsic value of the silver alone is enough to make these coins valuable, but it's the historical context and the rarity of the 1982 version that really set it apart from other coins. Beyond the silver content, the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar has become a symbol of the broader appeal of U.S. coinage. For collectors, it represents the intersection of art, history, and value. The coin's design is simple yet powerful, and its production during a pivotal decade in American history makes it all the more important. As time has passed, the value of the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar has only increased, and it's become one of the most prized coins in modern U.S. numismatics. At the heart of the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar's value lies the emotional connection that collectors have to it. It's not just about the metal content or the rarity. It's about the story behind the coin. The legacy of President Kennedy continues to resonate with generations of Americans, and the Kennedy half-dollar stands as a reminder of his enduring influence on the country. For collectors, owning a piece of this history is both a privilege and an investment. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. What is the value of the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar today? Well, this coin, particularly the proof version, is worth a staggering $76,000. Yes, you heard that right, $76,000. That's the current market value for a high-grade, well-preserved 1982 Kennedy half-dollar. This value is driven by several factors: the coin's silver content, its limited mintage, and the high demand from collectors. While the value of the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar might seem extraordinary, it's important to note that not every coin from this year will fetch such a high price. The condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. Coins that are in pristine condition with no visible wear or damage are the ones that command the highest prices. The proof coins with their flawless finish are especially valuable, but even uncirculated coins in excellent condition can bring in a substantial sum. So, if you happen to come across a 1982 Kennedy half-dollar, especially one in mint condition, it's worth getting it professionally graded. A reputable coin grading service can assess the coin's authenticity, quality, and condition to determine its true value. If your coin happens to meet the high standards of collectors, you could be sitting on a small fortune. In conclusion, the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar is much more than just a coin. It's a testament to the artistry, craftsmanship, and historical significance that defines U.S. coinage. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting to explore the world of numismatics, the 1982 Kennedy half-dollar holds a special place in the hearts of many. Its current value of $76,000 is a testament to the lasting appeal of this coin, and it serves as a reminder that sometimes the true value of a coin lies not just in its metal content, but in the legacy it represents. So, the next time you come across a 1982 Kennedy half-dollar, take a moment to appreciate the history and craftsmanship behind it. You might just have a treasure in your hands. Top 2. In the world of numismatics, few coins evoke the same sense of intrigue and admiration as the Kennedy half-dollar, and among them, the 1979 edition stands out for its historical and numismatic significance. While the coin may seem like just another part of America's currency, it holds a deeper meaning, a connection to one of the most defining periods in modern U.S. history. Through its design, minting process, and eventual collector appeal, this coin tells a story that spans decades. Let's take a step back to understand how this iconic piece of currency came to be and why it remains so valuable today. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964, just 1 year after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. His death shocked the world, and in an effort to honor his legacy, the U.S. Mint released this coin bearing his likeness. In the years following his death, the Kennedy half-dollar became a symbol of both loss and hope, as the nation mourned and paid tribute to a beloved leader. It's a coin that carries the weight of history, an enduring reminder of a president whose vision and ideals touched millions. Over the years, however, the purpose of the Kennedy half-dollar evolved. Initially intended as a circulating coin, it gradually became less common in everyday transactions. By the late 1960s and early 1970s, smaller denominations and paper currency had replaced the half-dollar in regular use. This shift in public preference meant that the Kennedy half-dollar was minted less frequently for general circulation, and the coin began to find its place in the world of collectors, who appreciated it not just for its silver content, but also for the connection it had to a turbulent but hopeful chapter in American history. As the years went on, the Kennedy half-dollar's composition changed. Originally minted with 90% silver, the coin's metal content was altered in 1970 due to the rising price of silver. From that point onward, the coin was struck with a copper-nickel composition, which made it much less valuable in terms of its intrinsic silver content. However, the 1979 edition of the Kennedy half-dollar still had significance for collectors, particularly due to the combination of its relatively low mintage and the precious metal content found in certain versions. The 1979 coin is of particular interest to collectors for several reasons. While it might not have been used as commonly in day-to-day transactions, it was still an important piece of the Kennedy series. During this period, the U.S. Mint began to focus more on proof and uncirculated versions of the coin, which were primarily intended for collectors. The production of regular circulation coins had dwindled, and the focus shifted to creating coins with special finishes and higher quality strikes. Proof coins, in particular, were made with special dies and struck multiple times to achieve a mirror-like finish, making them highly sought after by numismatists at this point in time. The coin's design had remained largely unchanged since its introduction in 1964. On the obverse side, the coin displayed the profile of President John F. Kennedy, sculpted by Gilroy Roberts. This image captured the youthful, determined Kennedy, whose memory had become a symbol of American ideals. On the reverse side, Frank Gasparro's rendition of the presidential seal remained, reinforcing the national pride and the presidential legacy that the coin aimed to represent. Although the Kennedy half-dollar was still being produced in the 1970s, its role in the economy had diminished significantly. The half-dollar, once a coin used for everyday transactions, had mostly been relegated to collector's sets and special editions. The 1979 Kennedy half-dollar was no exception. While it was produced in relatively low numbers, it was intended more for collectors than for circulation. Its status as a collector's item only grew over time, as fewer and fewer people were using half-dollars in everyday transactions. In the case of the 1979 coin, one of the major factors contributing to its appeal among collectors is its limited mintage. Fewer coins were minted in this period compared to earlier years, making it rarer and more valuable. Additionally, the silver content in proof versions of the coin gave it an added layer of value, both as a tangible asset and as a piece of American history. The 1979 Kennedy half-dollar, especially in its proof form, is seen as an example of superior craftsmanship. The U.S. Mint took great care to strike these coins to the highest standards, ensuring that each one was polished to a perfect mirror-like finish. These proof coins are not only beautiful to look at but are also a testament to the skill of the engravers and mint workers who created them. As with most collectible coins, the value of the 1979 Kennedy half-dollar is determined by a number of factors, the most important of which are condition, rarity, and demand. Coins that have been well preserved and are free of damage are always more valuable. This is why collectors often seek out high-grade examples of the 1979 coin, those that have remained in pristine condition and retain their original shine. The coin's historical importance, combined with its relatively limited mintage, only adds to its desirability in the numismatic community. By the time the 1980s rolled around, the Kennedy half-dollar had become a fixture in the world of coin collecting, rather than being a commonly used currency. The coin's significance grew, and its value began to rise steadily. This trend continued into the 1990s and 2000s as the numismatic market continued to expand, with collectors searching for coins that represented important moments in American history. While the general public might have forgotten about the Kennedy half-dollar, collectors began to recognize it as an important part of the United States coinage history. As with many coins, time played a role in increasing the value of the 1979 edition. As fewer of these coins were available in uncirculated or proof condition, their rarity made them increasingly valuable. The Kennedy half-dollar of 1979, particularly in proof form, became one of those rare and cherished coins that numismatists sought after. Now, let's talk about the current value of the 1979 Kennedy half-dollar. Today, this coin has seen a remarkable increase in value, especially for high-grade examples and those that have been preserved in mint condition. The 1979 Kennedy half-dollar, depending on its grade and condition, can be worth an astonishing amount. Some of the coins, particularly those that are graded as proof and exhibit flawless detail, can fetch up to $83,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $83,000. However, it's important to note that not every 1979 Kennedy half-dollar will command such a high price. Coins that have been circulated or show signs of wear will be worth significantly less. It's the rare, pristine examples that truly attract top-dollar offers from collectors. If you happen to find one of these high-quality coins, it could very well become a valuable asset in your collection. In conclusion, the 1979 Kennedy half-dollar is much more than just a coin. It represents a chapter in American history, an enduring tribute to a president whose legacy continues to shape the nation. The story of this coin is one of rarity, craftsmanship, and historical significance, and its value has only grown over the years. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just beginning to explore the world of numismatics, the 1979 Kennedy half-dollar is a coin that stands out as a true gem. And as we've seen, it could be worth a staggering $83,000, proving that sometimes a small piece of history can be worth far more than we ever expect. And now, last but certainly not least, we arrive at one of the most sought-after top 1 coin. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is more than just a coin. It's a piece of history, a reflection of the times it was produced in, and a symbol of American resilience and change. When it comes to collectible coins, few have the same mystique as the Kennedy half-dollar. It has a unique place in the hearts of collectors, history enthusiasts, and even those who don't usually think much about coins. But the 1972 edition holds something special, a combination of factors that make it both significant in its own right and incredibly valuable to collectors today. To understand why this particular coin is worth so much, we need to delve into its historical context, design, minting details, and what has made it so appealing to collectors over the decades. The Kennedy half-dollar, first introduced in 1964, was created as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, who had been assassinated just a year earlier. The idea was to honor his memory and legacy, and what better way than with a coin featuring his likeness. The 1964 coin was an immediate success, but as time went on, the coin's role in American currency evolved. The American public no longer used half-dollars as frequently, and the coin shifted from common circulation to a piece primarily for collectors. The year 1972 marks an interesting chapter in the Kennedy half-dollar story, both for the U.S. Mint and for numismatics in general. The Kennedy half-dollar, by the time it reached 1972, had undergone several notable changes. Initially, the coin had been minted with 90% silver, But by 1970, the U.S. Mint had transitioned to using a copper-nickel clad composition due to rising silver prices. This shift meant that the intrinsic silver value of the coin had dropped significantly. For collectors, this change marked a transition from the days when the coin was valuable for its silver content to a time when it was appreciated more for its design, limited mintage, and historical value. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar was minted in several versions, including both regular circulation and proof versions. The circulation coins were made from a copper-nickel clad, while the proof coins, which were intended specifically for collectors, featured a composition of 40% silver. These proof coins were produced with a high level of craftsmanship, often exhibiting a mirror-like finish that was highly prized among collectors. The 1972 proof coins were minted in smaller numbers than the regular circulation coins, which made them rarer and more desirable to those who sought to add them to their collections. One of the key features that make the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar so intriguing is its design. The obverse of the coin features the profile of President John F. Kennedy, created by artist Gilroy. The portrait of Kennedy has become one of the most recognizable depictions of the president in American coinage, capturing both his youth and his charisma. It's a design that has stood the test of time, remaining largely unchanged since the coin's introduction. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Gasparro, features the presidential seal, symbolizing the strength and unity of the American government. The combination of these two designs creates a coin that is not only beautiful but also meaningful, a reminder of the ideals and values Kennedy represented. By 1972, the Kennedy half-dollar was no longer used for everyday purchases. Half-dollars had been phased out of common circulation, replaced by smaller denominations and paper currency. This decline in circulation meant that most Kennedy half-dollars were now being produced for collectors and not for widespread use. The 1972 edition of the coin, while it didn't see as much circulation as its predecessors, was still significant in the history of U.S. coinage, particularly due to its relative rarity compared to other years at the time. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar was not seen as a particularly rare coin, as it had a relatively large mintage. However, in the years that followed, as interest in collecting U.S. coins grew, the demand for Kennedy half-dollars increased, especially for those coins from years when the mintage was lower or the coin was in pristine condition. The 1972 coin, despite its relatively high mintage, began to stand out as a collectible item, particularly in proof form. Collectors sought out these coins because of their quality, their connection to Kennedy's legacy, and their historical importance. What makes the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar especially interesting is the way it was produced. Unlike coins that were struck for widespread circulation, the proof versions of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar were carefully crafted with attention to detail. The coins were struck multiple times to ensure that every detail of the design was sharp and clear, resulting in a mirror-like finish that set them apart from the regular circulating coins. These proof coins were typically sold in special sets or individually to collectors, and they were often kept in pristine condition, making them more valuable over time. Over the years, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar's value began to rise as demand for rare and high-quality coins increased. While the coin was initially seen as a regular piece of currency, its historical significance, combined with the high quality of the proof versions, gradually made it a prized collector's item. As with any collectible, the value of the coin is driven by its rarity, condition, and demand. Proof coins in excellent condition, especially those that were well-preserved and graded by professional numismatists, became increasingly valuable as the years went by. One of the most important factors in determining the value of any coin is its condition. Coins that have been circulated and show signs of wear and tear will generally be worth less than those that have been kept in pristine condition. For the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, coins that have been well-preserved, especially the proof versions, are highly sought after by collectors. The higher the grade a coin receives, the more valuable it becomes. Coins that have been graded as Proof 70 or MS-70 are considered to be in perfect condition, and they can command top dollar prices. So, what has caused the 1972 Kennedy half dollar to become so valuable today? The main reason lies in the fact that, as time has passed, the coin has become rarer, especially in high-grade conditions. Though the coin was not initially viewed as particularly rare, the passage of time has taken its toll on most of the coins that were minted in 1972. Coins that were circulated have become worn, and many of the proof coins have been taken out of their original packaging or mishandled. As a result, high-quality examples of the 1972 Kennedy half dollar are becoming more difficult to find, which drives up their value in the marketplace. Additionally, as the numismatic market has expanded and interest in coin collecting has grown, coins like the 1972 Kennedy half dollar have become more appealing to a wider audience of collectors. The coin's historical significance, honoring a beloved president, combined with its rarity and aesthetic appeal, makes it an attractive option for those looking to add something special to their collections. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1972 Kennedy half dollar. While the coin may have originally been worth just 50 cents, its value has skyrocketed over the years. Depending on its condition and whether it is a proof version or a regular circulating coin, the 1972 Kennedy half dollar can be worth significantly more today. Some of the most pristine, high-grade proof coins can fetch up to an incredible $93,000. However, not every 1972 Kennedy half dollar will fetch such a high price. Coins that have been circulated or that are in lower grades will be worth considerably less. But even lower-grade coins can still hold significant value due to their historical importance and limited availability. For those who own a 1972 Kennedy half dollar, it's worth taking the time to have the coin professionally graded. A reputable grading service can help determine the coin's true market value and ensure that it is properly protected and preserved for future generations. Coins that have been professionally graded and are in excellent condition are often the ones that achieve the highest prices at auctions or in private sales. In conclusion, the 1972 Kennedy half dollar is a coin that represents far more than just a piece of currency. It is a reflection of a time in American history, a tribute to a president whose legacy continues to resonate with the nation, and a symbol of craftsmanship and attention to detail in coin production. Over the years, the value of this coin has grown exponentially, especially for high-quality, well-preserved proof coins. Today, a 1972 Kennedy half dollar can be worth an astonishing $93,000, making it a highly sought-after item in the world of coin collecting. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1972 Kennedy half dollar is a coin that holds both historical and financial value, a true treasure in the world of numismatics.